Steve. What's on your mind?
Well, it's time to buy new tracks again. My tracks are worn out due to guide lug separation. What does Firestone do to help combat this?
Molded vulcanization for starters. Most tracks, like the ones you're used to, are composed of multiple parts. The tread, the guide lugs, the track carcass. And you know what's holding all that together? Glue. The Firestone tracks are one single piece of rubber. So the tread, the guide lugs, the cable package, inner side rubber, all comes together seamlessly.
Sounds like there's a decent gap in quality then.
Right. Since Firestone tracks are one solid chunk of rubber, the strain of rough terrain is spread throughout the entire track, not just focused on a couple of seams where guide lugs and carcass meet.
That makes sense. Fewer seams means fewer problems. Tell me about that pro edge design I keep hearing about.
Well, the edges of our tracks are thicker and therefore stiffer. I mean, it's as simple as that. Thicker tracks are tougher tracks, whether we're talking about edge cuts or abrasions.
Well, you've got to appreciate toughness. When you're out in the field, there's no time for tracks that fail. These stalks are not getting any softer and the seasons aren't getting any shorter. We simply need durable equipment.
We get that a lot. That's why we tell people time after time, tracks of higher quality are the better buy, because at some point, going cheap's going to catch up with you.
Well, I've always been a Firestone tire guy. Seems like they're always coming out with something better or more advanced for all kinds of industries. And if they're so highly regarded for tires, it makes sense they'd be that good at making tracks too.
We've always prided ourselves on research and development. Constant innovation, that's our goal. For instance, you mentioned guide lug wear earlier. Have you heard about our self-centering technology?
No, go for it.
So, there's more to it than molded vulcanization. The way tracks from other manufacturers are designed, the guide lug sort of floats between the wheels, and you can see how the track sways with it.
Of course.
Yeah, you're watching the guide lug's sides wear down in real time. The way our tracks are designed, the inner surfaces are tapered, so the guide lug naturally stays centered. This cuts down on the wear on the lugs, especially on the sides, which is the cause of most track failures.
Less travel, less damage.
Longer life.
Now we're talking. Well, what about traction? Because traction would be the biggest reason a guy would buy tracks in the first place.
I guess when talking Firestone traction, it all starts with the 23-degree bar angle. Now, more of that R&D we were talking about earlier has come up with a 23-degree angle that gives us optimum traction without taking a hit to cleanability. Plus, there are more bars, so you get even more traction and a smoother ride. Plus, the bars are double angled, so you get even more cleanability and less slippage too.
Finding yourself mid-season stuck mid-field is about as bad as it gets.
Well, we also have one of the largest dealer networks in the ag tire business, so if you do get stuck or stranded, there are guys nearby who'll get you out of a jam in no time.
All that comes with Firestone tracks, huh? I think all you're missing is a side of bacon.
I'll see what R&D can put together for you.